Let's talk about solving systems of equations by elimination. This method is best used when both equations are already in standard form. So standard form for a line is ax plus by equals c. So if you see that both equations are in that form, this would be your easiest method. So the steps we're going to use is step 1, you want to multiply one or both equations by a value that will help you eliminate the x or the y. So I'll show you what that means in just a minute. Then you want to add the equations together and then solve for x or y. And after you get x or y, you plug them back into one of the original equations to get the other variable. So let's check out some examples. So for my first example, I have 2x plus 5y equals 17 and 6x minus 5y equals negative 9. So notice they're in standard form. They have the x, they have the y, and they have the constant term lined up. So this would be the easiest method to use for this example. So for the first part, what could we eliminate? In other words, you want them to add up to 0. So right now, 5y and negative 5y would already be ready to eliminate. So there's no need to multiply these equations if you're given ones that already would cancel out. And then you simply add what's left. So 2x plus 6x would give you 8x. And 17 plus negative 9 would equal 8. We could divide both sides by 8 and we get x equals 1. So then you need to plug the 1 back into either one of the original functions to get the y. So I'm going to choose the first one. 2 times 1 plus 5 times y equals 17. So 2 plus 5y equals 17. Subtract the 2, so 5y equals 15. Divide by 5, so y equals 3. So my solution is 1, 3. So if you notice, quickly sometimes you can eliminate and get one value, but then it takes a little more work to plug it back in to get your second value. So on this method, it sometimes takes you longer on the second variable, but still a good method. A lot of people like this one. Since it eliminates, you feel like you're already halfway there. And on a test question, if you saw x equals 1 in some of your answer choices but not in others, that'd be a good way to go ahead and eliminate those answers and not have to keep working. At least not work too hard. Let's look at example 2. We have 2x minus 3y equals 61 and 2x plus y equals negative 7. So see the 2x right there above another 2x is almost going to eliminate, but one needs to be negative and one needs to be positive. So you could multiply either equation by negative 1 to make one of these 2x's become negative 2x. I'm just going to choose the bottom one because I have space underneath it to write that down. So if I multiply everything times negative 1, I'll end up with negative 2x minus y equals 7. So everything in the whole equation had to be multiplied by negative 1. And then what I would do is mark that out because now you have a new equation in its place. And we can add the two together. So 2x and negative 2x eliminate. We have negative 3y plus negative y would be negative 4y is equal to 61 plus 7 would be 68. So if we divide by negative 4, we get y equals negative 17. So now we need to plug that into the original, either one of them. I'm just going to choose the first one. So we have negative 3 times negative 17 equals 61. So 2x, this will turn into plus 51 equals 61. So I keep solving. I'm going to subtract 51 from both sides. I get 10. Divide both sides by 2 and x equals 5. So my solution would be 5 and negative 17. So these would be intersecting, and so would that one, because they each have a 1 point they have in common. Let's look at another one. So for example 3, we have 3x minus 2y equals 10 and 2x plus 3y equals negative 2. So the x's have a 3 and a 2, and the y's have a -2 and a 3. So you've got to help make these cancel out. So we already have -2 and +3 for my y values. I'm going to turn them both into 6. One's going to be -6, one's going to be +6, and that will help them eliminate, and then I can solve the rest of my system. So to multiply and make -2 become -6, let's multiply the top equation by 3. And to make 3 become +6, I need to multiply by 2. So that helps you see what you need to multiply by, but then go back and multiply every term by that number. So to write down my first equation again, I'm going to have 9x minus 6y equals 30. And my second equation will now be 4x plus 6y equals -4. So see, now I've made the y values so that they will eliminate. One is -6 and one is +6, and they eliminate. 9 plus 4 would be 13x. 30 minus 4 would be 26. Divide by 13, and we get x equals 2. Now we need to plug that back in, and both of these look about the same level of difficulty, so it doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm going to choose the first one. So I'm going to say 3 times 2. I'm plugging in the x value that I got equals 10. So I get 6 minus 2y equals 10. Subtract 6 from both sides, so -2y equals 4. And then when we divide by -2, y will equal -2. So my solution is x is 2 and y is -2. And that would be it for that one.